Live from NASDAQ's MarketSite, I'm your host, Kristina Ayanian. And joining me today is CEO, co-founder, and chairman of Voyager Space, Dylan Taylor. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor to have you.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
Now, space has really turned into a basin of technology, education, entertainment, science, and Voyager is embracing all of that. To start us off, can you talk a little bit about Voyager Space and what makes you stand out in a rapidly evolving market?
Right. So what we have going on in space right now is a high level of innovation. So-called new space is what we refer to it as. However, what's not happening is we're not getting a lot of the infrastructure built in space that we need to build. And so we need to take that same level of innovation and lend it to these larger infrastructure projects. So for example, building space stations. The International Space Station is aging. It'll be deorbited by 2030. The government has said that. So we need to use innovation to create infrastructure in space to address these needs.
And going off of that point, the International Space Station is aging, and Starlab now, Voyager's pioneer endeavor, is now replacing ISS. Can you talk a little bit about that? What inspired you to create this?
Yeah, well, NASA actually put a contract bid out. We were thinking that we needed to build a space station to address the future market needs. And we were very grateful that NASA awarded us one of 3 contracts they awarded for the replacement to the International Space Station. So now we have an actual contract to do something which we intended to do anyway. We're leaning very heavily into the research component. You go to space to benefit Earth. That's a big theme of our project. Yes, we'll have humans on it. Yes, there'll be a tourism component. Yes, there'll be NASA and professional astronauts. But it's really about doing science and benefiting Earth by doing things like, let's say, biopharma drug development, ag tech, and food scarcity research, things like that. And that's why we named it Starlab.
That's incredible. You've rapidly grown. You're a 4-year-old company. You started in 2019. You've already acquired 7 companies. You've earned major contract awards. What attributes to your success? Is it the team behind you and your innovation? What is that component?
Yeah, it definitely is the team. So the thesis behind the company was that you needed a company that had the ambition, but also the capability, and that the best people in the industry would want to work for a platform like that. Nothing against the larger aerospace primes, but they have a lot of priorities, right? Space is being just a small part of it. And so we really wanted to bring this level of innovation, this level of excitement to space. And the thesis was if we did that, the best people would naturally want to be on that platform. And that's absolutely been the case for us. So we have hired the best and brightest in the industry. And, again, whoever has the best people has the best company. It's pretty much that simple.
You're building a portfolio of such innovative technology, and you're really nurturing entrepreneurship. You can really appreciate that as an entrepreneur yourself. Why is that so important for you?
Well, it's the innovation piece, right? I mean, if you are not innovating, then you're not addressing these technical challenges. And space is extremely difficult, right? One thing I've had the pleasure of being up there. And one thing you realize, it's an extremely hostile environment. The humans are not designed to live up there. So unless we're innovating and bringing technology and flexibility and adaptability to that environment, you're not going to be successful. And we really want to scale. We believe in the power of space to transform. And if you believe that that's true, then it's all about getting people out there. And getting people out there is about building infrastructure.
What inspired you to get started in this space? I know as kids, many kids fantasize about going to space, and you actually made this into a reality. Congratulations on becoming an astronaut. What was that experience like for you?
It was a life changer. I mean, truly. I mean, you have a lifelong dream. It's a bit like saying I want to be in the NFL and be a Hall of Fame quarterback or something. So it's an impossible dream. And thankfully, my dream was able to come true. But yeah, being up there, you realize that it's all been said before, but you understand the folly of kind of the squabbles we have here on Earth and how much we have in common. That's a key theme. But you also realize what a miracle Earth is. 99.999% of all that exists is cold and hostile and lifeless. And we really have this oasis here, this utopia that I think we take for granted sometimes.
Would you recommend others to go to space?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a life changer. It really is. And I think that's universal. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of astronauts, and whether they're Russian or Korean or Japanese or American, male, female, fighter pilots, scientists, cultural icons. they've all been impacted by space. So I'm pretty convinced it's a universal phenomenon.
Speaking more broadly, what does the future of the space economy look like?
Well, it'll be much, much bigger. Morgan Stanley, Goldman, many other banks have this as a multi-trillion-dollar market by 2040. I think that's going to happen. It's probably going to happen sooner. So much bigger. I think we're going to see more innovation. We're going to see more companies like Voyager that are scaling new space. And I think that's a great thing. We're rooting for everyone to succeed because, again, we're about getting people out there and it's about building infrastructure.
Absolutely. And Voyager is doing just that, pushing the boundaries of space exploration, really democratizing it for all.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, Humanity Unbound is our tagline, and we really mean that. We want to unleash humanity and have it reach its full potential.
Talk to us about your logo.
Oh, yeah. So,
how does that relate to Humanity Unbound?
Well, so you have the V, that's obvious for Voyager. You have the lines, which if you look closely is Vitruvian Man, which was Leonardo da Vinci's kind of masterwork on the human body. So that's the humanity part. And then if you also look at the lines, they all go to an infinite horizon, an infinite point, which is the unbound piece. So Humanity Unbound is the tagline, and that's exemplified in the logo.
That's incredible. Well, we look forward to continue following your journey, welcoming you back to NASDAQ soon. Thank you so much for sharing your story. It's been great having you.
My pleasure.